Hi, you're very welcome. This is Claire Boyce back finally with a fortnightly reading for all air signs. So that's Aquarius, Gemini, and of course Libra. So we've been going through what's known as Mercury retrograde, and what this means in simpler terms is things that we thought we had dealt with in our past are now popping up again. So we have to kind of go through it again. We are reliving it almost, and especially air signs, because we spend so much time in our heads, don't we? So it's time to kind of deal with them. I think once we deal with something completely, like it could be a death, it could be a bad relationship, whatever it is, it'll keep popping back up through various times in our lives. We have so many triggers. It could be a song on the car radio, or it could be an anniversary, whatever it is. Sometimes we need to deal with our feelings once and for all. Okay, so I'm starting off with these cards here. I'll just pull a card and see where we are. Archangel Raziel. Now this card means it's time to take back your power. Sometimes we give our power away unbeknownst to ourselves, to other people. We fall in love, and air signs, when we do fall in love, we fall hard. But we can give all our energy to that person, and our whole happiness depends on the other person. And that's giving away not only yourself, but your power. Because if that person gets rid of you or doesn't want to know you, or you fall out, you're going to end up on the floor, not only in romantical issues, in any. Because air signs are extremely loyal. Well, they can be. So remember, take back your power. You don't need anyone else's approval, air signs. Now, although right now you're going through a period of stagnation where it feels like nothing is changing and it feels like you're going nowhere fast, things are actually changing, but you need to learn to calm the minds down. Protect your own energies. You've got the Archangel Michael card, and he's saying you're safe. Now, it doesn't always mean a physical threat. It can be through other threats as well. Some of you would be concerned regarding housing. Some of you are concerned regarding monetary issues. But I will tell you that right now you're safe. The only fear is in your mind. Air signs are terrible, terrible, terrible for thinking. And you can think yourselves in and out of relationships and in and out of ruts, but more so than not, you can actually think yourselves into deep depression. So be mindful of that. Prioritize. Metatron is a very spiritual angel, but he's also one of the angels who walk the earth as human. And he's saying focus on one thing at a time. One thing at a time, because your head's going, you're thinking about a million different things at once, and of course you're going to get nothing done if you do that. Now I'm going to have a little look at the tarot cards like I always do. And I'll have a glass of water because I tend to waffle on with these videos, and trying to do 2 or 3 in a row is hard work. So the tarot cards. So remember, especially air signs, when it comes to Mercury retrograde or events from the past, don't overthink, don't overanalyze. Now you've got the Lovers card. So this means that there's new love coming into your life, or reignition of love. Don't have to overthink it though. So those of you who are wondering about a relationship, know that the love is still there. The love is actually still there. You've got the Devil card. Now the Devil card can actually be a card to do with addictions, alcoholism, and it's also to do with lust as well. But what this actually means is that somebody is stuck in a rut, and it can be a mental rut as well. Sometimes we can be addicted to being depressed, believe it or not. But as you can see with the card here, the 2 people are chained, but the chain is loose around their necks, that if they really wanted to, they could take the chain off their necks and they can walk away. So what this means is that you have the power to walk away, whatever it is you're dealing with. But you're staying with it in your mind because it's easier to stay in it than fix it. And air signs, because we're overthinkers, we tend to do absolutely anything to stop us thinking, especially to do with past traumas and past events. And it could be an anniversary, whatever it is, you're going to be overthinking it. And you're going to be trying to escape that, but sometimes we just have to deal with it. There's a lot of looking back at your life right now, where you're thinking, I should have done this, or I wish I was there. And what I can tell you is there's no point. You can't go back, but you can go from right now. None of us are perfect. Every single one of us make mistakes. But you can't fix it now. But what you can do is work on yourselves right now so that you don't ever repeat those mistakes again. So there's no point looking back, and I am feeling, and I do know there's so much movement happening with air signs. Now also new money. Now it can not just mean money, but it can be to do with moving, new jobs, new opportunities. The Ace of Pentacles is a fabulous card to get. And it's like you're finally getting that break. You've been waiting to hear about this, and it's finally happening. Or you've been working so hard or training so hard to get so far. You're finally near the end of the dark tunnel. Or if you've been working on yourself, you're almost at the end, and you're going to see how wonderful things are or can be, because you've taken some time to work on yourselves. And working on yourself as an air sign anyway is important, because we are natural overthinkers, and we stay quiet for a while. We tolerate so much and then we explode. But sometimes we need to step back and work on us. We got the Celebration card. So good times ahead. Good times ahead. It doesn't always mean weddings and births, and it can mean that, but it's also that whatever it is you've been going through the past while is coming to an end. So you are going to see the rewards, and you are going to feel better. And perhaps you're going to fix some things that you had thought were gone forever, or that you had broken. Oh, definitely movement. Look at this. Movement of job, movement of house. So if you were wondering if you were ever going to get that move or that break, know that that's a definite. And I'm smiling because I am also an air sign, and it's impossible to read for yourself, but I do know what these cards are saying. Problems are becoming resolved. We're finally coming out of the dark into the light. It's like for the last few months, December, January, February, now into March, the sun is starting to shine. We're going to start to feel better, feel good about ourselves. Maybe have a little break, a little holiday if you can. And I do think it's all to do with working on yourself. A lot of people, they can come to me, or they can come to people like me, and I can only advise. But what I will say is that working on ourselves is paramount, because our mental health is paramount. If your mental health goes, then you might as well say goodbye to everything. I think that, and I can't advocate this enough, that those, people who are upset or depressed or unhappy, they should go to a therapist. It should be as normal as going to a doctor. If you're not well, you go to your doctor. I think that a lot of people need to offload sometimes, and need to just get things off their chest. Everybody needs that once in a while in their lives. And healing your inner child. This is to do with rejection. Either rejecting other people because you feel they're going to reject you, or if you've been rejected, and it's to do with not feeling loved. I do know not many air signs are in relationships out of fear, but I will tell you that, once you work on that part of yourself, you will be able to open up to feel a little bit of love again. Now, speaking of love, I'll check on the romance cards. Again, from Doreen Virtue, all the cards I use. It's a shame she's not doing them anymore. And that one actually jumped out. Free yourself. Okay, as you can see, the unicorn is inside a fence there. They're afraid to love, they're afraid to break free, so it's time to take down that fence. It's time to accept what's happened and know that it doesn't always have to be the same. Carrying on to pain from your past relationships is like carrying a big bag of coal with you. Not only weighing you down, but if you're way down, you're not bothered, you don't want to try again. But there is an awful lot to be said about finding the right love. Somebody who loves you unconditionally no matter what. And allowing that into your life. Recognizing that not everybody is going to hurt you. That we are all destined to be happy. We're all destined to fall in love apparently with our soulmates. Just sometimes it's the wrong time, or sometimes we have an idea in our minds who that person should be and it's not that person. But remember that, there's lessons and then there's blessings, and not everybody is out to hurt you. I think everybody secretly wants to be loved, wants to have that perfect relationship. I know it doesn't always work out like that. But air signs can be a little bit introverted and a little bit fearful about sharing their space with people. Finances and career. Your finances, your job is actually paramount right now. You're wondering about your job and what next. And then I think you're going to look at romance. It's like getting all your ducks in a row. I think what's happened to you in the past will help you. Pay attention to red flags, so when you make mistakes, you'll learn. If you're an empath, you're going to attract people that need healing and need help. And if you're an air sign, which you are when you're watching this, you're going to be overthinking. So you're going to turn into everybody's counsellor, and you're going to attract people that need that part of you. Remember that nobody is perfect. Every single one of us reacts badly to people or says things that we shouldn't have said. But we're all human. We all have our triggers. And nothing can, and there is nothing in this world that can't be forgiven. This card is absolutely, this is us down to a T, isn't it? Typical air sign. Swords represent the mind, and as you can see, the person is surrounded by swords and tied up completely that they can't even see around them. And that's because they're thinking so much, they're afraid to move. So they're afraid to try. So you're thinking too much. You're thinking yourselves in and out of situations, mostly out of them. You're thinking yourselves in and out of relationships. You're thinking yourselves into depression. So please, air signs, watch your mental health. You've got the Wheel of Fortune, so things are gone full circle. So whatever it is you've been dealing with, whether you've been working on yourself for the last few months, whether you've been working towards getting a new home, a new job, a new career, maybe it's been just fixing something that you weren't happy about yourself, know that it's coming to an end, and this is quite a positive card. So the cards are looking really well for you, air signs. I really hope you enjoy the video. I hope that you are able to calm the mind down a little bit, and I really hope that you do feel better, and I look forward to seeing what is in store for us over the next couple of weeks. So for now, I'll say goodnight, and I shall talk to you all soon. Bye.